Okay, this is officially Pacesetters number 3. Are y'all loving Pacesetters? Okay, actually, I'm going to unmute you all again. Actually, no, if you'll unmute yourself, if you want to share something that's kind of been helpful for you through Pacesetters, I would love to hear from you guys.
I finally did a dream weekly plan sheet. I had never done that. I showed it to Randy and it was like, holy crap, that's so cool. Like you can do that and like you can fill your days with how you want and you can still spend time like with as a family and just like do what you want. That's really cool. So I love that.
That was awesome. I know that like when we had that conversation, Alana, and we started talking about what that dream week would look like I totally lost you for a moment in time because you were there. Like you were not in the present, you were there. And I love that. And if you haven't created a weekly plan sheet of what your dream life would look like, I highly recommend doing that. And when you have a bad day, you just get that dream life weekly plan sheet out and you look at it because that is going to keep you on track to keep moving forward. Anybody else want to share anything? Fran, did you have something?
I have nothing. I'm trying to talk because I have nothing.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and mute us all again and we're going to get started. We are going to go ahead and get started. So welcome everyone to week 3 of Pacesetters. I am absolutely thrilled. Tonight we are going to talk about selling the product. And I know y'all love to sell the product. And actually, you know, when I think about selling the Mary Kay product, it doesn't feel like sales to me at all. I mean, when people say, oh, I'm not the sales type, I'm like, oh, well, that's perfect. I don't want you to be the sales type. I just want you to love the product and share it with other people. And when you do, they're just naturally going to buy. And so just like total this weekend, I'll just share with you guys my experience this past weekend. You know, I always tell people you're under no obligation and I am not going to pressure you, but I promise you this, I am going to tempt you with the most amazing product. And of course I did, and they purchased. So one thing that we went through last night at our meeting, and if you haven't watched the recording of that, I do recommend it because since I have started doing my clothes, calling our travel roll-up bag the Ida bag. Alana is totally familiar with this too, but really romancing Ida and kind of giving her her own personality, you know, like people want the Ida bag. In fact, I was following up with one of the girls that got one this weekend. I'm like, hey, how are you doing with your Ida bag? And she's like, oh my gosh, I love Ida and everything that came in it. So you really want to romance that bag. And if you haven't seen that recording, you can hop on. It was on I posted it last night to our Facebook group page. And then you know what? You can come and party with me one Saturday or one Thursday night and actually see it live and in person. So I'm going to go ahead and pop up. Did everybody get the email that was sent out today with the new, the booklet for week number 3? Okay, all right, awesome, very good. I'm gonna go ahead and do a screen share here and we'll look at that together. I love that. I get to screen share with you guys and see you at the same time so that way I can kind of see what your reactions are. So let me get over here all the way to the very front. But so tonight we are going to focus on selling and closing the sale, overcoming objections, selling objections, what some selling opportunities are, and then customer service. For closing the sale, I really would recommend that you hop on and watch the video from last night because there was really great training for how to close at your party. With the IDA bag, I went through that, and Brianna went through working with the follow-up sheet. So those are great additions to the training that I'm going to do tonight. And so actually when I send out this recording for tonight, I'll send out those recordings as well so that it can just pop right straight into your email. So I know Esther, I don't know if all of you guys know this, but we have an amazing consultant, Esther, who lives in McAllen, Texas. I think I'm saying that right. McAllen, Texas. And she is in our Mary Kay Mamas unit. And we're just thrilled that you are joining us all the way from Texas tonight. So way down south Texas. So I'll pop that into your email, and that way you will have that to just refer back to. So the first thing that we're going to do, and this is going to be part of your homework. You don't necessarily have to do this right now, but I really want you to study it and really assess yourself on how you feel. Like this is kind of a strengths and weaknesses test in these areas. And so part of the homework is for you to fill this out and rate yourself in these areas. And so if you are a 4 or lower in any of these areas, then that's an area where, you know, you could focus on maybe working on that area a little bit. So part of your homework is going to be to assess yourself and to talk to your sales director about how, you know, what are some things that you can put in place to strengthen yourself in those areas. I will share this with you. I think most of you guys do a coaching call with your director, but one of the things that Alana and I have done for over a year now is weekly we have a call, and a lot of times that call includes, you know, what went really well at your appointments this week and what are some areas that you feel like you need some extra direction in. And really it wasn't me telling Alana. I mean, I would throw out some suggestions, but it's just me asking questions and just having that pivotal moment of, oh, you know what, if I change this, I think it's going to change everything. So it really does make a difference to really assess where you are so that you can focus on the areas where you may need some improvement. So that's going to be part of your homework, is to rate yourself in these areas. And actually our next page too is going to be part of your homework too. Now, some of you guys are new and you're not going to have your averages. And so this kind of refers back to your averages. And so I want everybody to be a star consultant all 4 quarters this year, and just like, let's blow it out and have the most star consultants of anybody in the Ruby division of Mary Kay. But one of the great things that you really want to do is you want to track your numbers. And I really feel like we could have a meeting, a training just on tracking. And believe it or not, to this day, I still track my numbers. This is not part of the training, but I will share with you, I write down every single party that I book throughout the month. And so I keep statistics on which ones hold, how many cancel, how many reschedule, and then just how many don't show up after they say that they're going to. And yes, that happens to me too. And so you're not the only one that happens to. And so it just really, if I see a trend of, you know, I'm having more people just do a no-show or more cancellations, then I assess myself and say, okay, Christy, where are some areas that you can improve? Obviously, you have fallen down on your follow-up somewhere. And so those are some areas that I really am constantly looking at myself and seeing what areas I can improve. But so what you want to, this one will mainly be for consultants who've been in for a little while and know what their reorders look like. But you could look at it and say, I want to be a Sapphire Star. How many orders, what is it going to take to get there? And that is something that I can totally work with you on. I apologize for the beeping. Every time I get a text message, it comes through my computer too. So I know it's loud. I apologize. But anyway, I'll work with you all too. Even if you're new, we can figure out a number that you need to hit in order to hit that star consultant level. Does that sound good? And then for my seasoned consultants, you should know your numbers. If you don't, then this is a good learning curve for you too, to kind of start tracking that as well. So this is part of your homework as well. So let's just go ahead and talk about getting prepared for success. I mean, we all want success in our Mary Kay business, but it does take some prep work. And actually, sometimes you have to plan for it. You have to plan for success. So don't ever, obviously, I don't want you to spend all of your time only planning and prepping. You got to get some work in there too, but you have to take some time to plan. And so, like I've said before, when we are doing the booking blitz on Tuesday nights before we start our pace setters, know who you're calling, know when you're going to book them, know what you're going to say to them, and what you're booking them for. The other thing that you'll want to know is what kind of hostess program? Is she somebody that you need to offer a hostess program to? So those are some of the things that you want to do, is to figure out those things to prepare for your success. So like, when are you booking? Who are you booking? Why are you booking her? And what are you going to give her, if anything, for getting together with you? Sometimes people will just get together with you because they want a facial, and that's really all it takes. The other thing too, what I really love, and for so many of us who work with people that we don't know, we get to work from a studio. And so I suggest and highly recommend that, you have those days that you're like, okay, on Thursdays and Saturdays, that's when I'm going to hold appointments, or Tuesdays and Saturdays, or, whatever it is, Fridays. I know LaBrandy, she, is in school and she works. And so we just looked at her calendar and said, okay, these are the days that you can hold appointments. And you know what I'm finding, you all, is you can book people in the middle of the day, in the middle of the week. I've had several of those this month. And the reason I had to do that is because I'm going to be traveling a lot the rest of the month. And so you work it in where you can, especially when you're full time. It makes it so much easier. But think about all the people who work retail, or they may work in a manufacturing facility and they work a night shift. They may work in the food, any sort of service industry, that may be that Saturday is going to be their busiest day and Tuesday morning is their day off. I had a couple of girls come from Top Golf the other day, and like Tuesday morning, that was their day off. That was their time off. So if you have those times available that you can offer, you definitely want to do that. Have that set up in your calendar. So many times, have a professional voicemail set up. So many times I'll call people and it says, you have reached the voicemail box of 256-777-3101. They don't even know that they've gotten you. So you want to set up a professional voicemail for your Mary Kay business. And there's some suggested scripts that I can get out there to you, or you can come up with something for yourself. My voicemail is broken right now, so it sounds really good, but you can't leave me a message. So I need to get that fixed. But anyway, okay, so some of the other ways that you can really spice up and prepare for success is when you are doing a Mary Kay party, beauty experience, facial, whatever you want to call it, it's all the same regardless of what you call it. You want to be fun. And bottom line, people will rebook with you if you are fun and if you make it memorable for them. So when you're doing your beauty experience, don't be too serious. Like, don't take yourself serious. Like Sunday, I could not find anything. Like, where did I put my headbands? It was under something else. So you just kind of laugh with it and roll with it. And the fun thing for me is most people think I'm truly a blonde, because sometimes I act that way. So I'm like, I'm just rolling with this whole thing. And then we have a good laugh about it. So truly, and I've partied a lot with Alana. I know I'm picking on her a lot. I've partied a lot with Alana, and that's one of the things that I see her doing a lot is just not taking herself too serious, making sure she's having a great time, interacting with the people that's there. That really makes all the difference, and asking them questions. So that helps to prepare you for success and helps them to want to book with you that second time. So any questions about that? You can just unmute yourself if you have any questions at any time, okay? All right. Okay, so we're going to move on to the next thing. Systems, systems, systems. You guys, later in Pacesetters, we're going to learn about personality styles, and we're going to find out who are those people who love systems and who do not love systems. And it doesn't matter if you love them or not. I'm going to tell you right now, you need to fall in love with the process, and you need to fall in love with some systems, because that will ensure the success of your business. So believe it or not, even in a Mary Kay business, you need to have some systems in place. Obviously, your inventory, whatever you have on hand. Fran, she's one of our new consultants here in Huntsville, and she went through the same thing I did when I first got my business started. I set it all up in my I had a little linen closet. I had it all in, and it just looked so beautiful. But then it was time for me to go and do an appointment. And I'm like, darn it, I have to take all of this product off the shelf, put it into a container, put it into my car, then am I going to bring it back home and put it back on my shelf? No. At that moment, I was like, no, we are packing this up. It is going to be ready to go in my car. It is going to be organized and ready to go at all times. And I will tell you this, I have some fancy schmancy bags now to carry my stuff in. And gratefully, I actually have had a lot of people who've gifted me things. And so I've been very blessed with that and very spoiled with that. But when I first started in my Mary Kay business, y'all may not know this about me, but I am pretty frugal with my money. And so I thought, I am not spending $200 on that Mary Kay luggage. It's really pretty, and I'm sure it works amazing, but these Mary Kay boxes work just fine too. So I folded all of my box lids in, and I put my product in there, and I'd stand it up, where it would stand up, and I'd, put it all in, and I would put it in order. That is an important thing. You want to put it in order, alphabetical order. So I just found just different ways to get my product ready to go in the car. Always make sure that you've got your supplies ready. Like after a beauty experience and you come home and you unload your bags, you want to make sure you reload those. Last week I got to the studio and I didn't have any washcloths. I had to go to the Family Dollar store and buy washcloths. So, I mean, that could have totally threw me for a loop if I hadn't been like early. So make sure you have your washcloths. Of course, your scripts. I will tell you from personal experience, when I first started my Mary Kay business, I did not want to work with scripts at all because I said, this does not sound like me at all. I would never say any of these words. It doesn't matter if you would never say any of those words at all. Use the words. There's psychology behind those words. There's a reason that it's that way. Just do it. Fall in love with the process. Right, you guys? Okay, all right, awesome. So for your customers, the way that you want to track them and follow up with them, you will find your own system. I'm going to share one with you tonight before we get off the phone. But my system is very old school. I use index cards. I have a tickler system that's got every day of the month in it. Where's my little? There it is. It's on my desk. My desk got too messy today, so I had to move to the table in my office, and now it's really messy too. So this is my system. I'll just pull them out. They're in this little accordion file. And then I've got this system. It's got every day of the month on there. And so like for today, I pulled out everybody that I needed to talk to. I was supposed to talk to them yesterday, but it said the 19th. These are the people you need to follow up with. And so I keep a card for people that I need to follow up with. And so I know I just open up my little card box and say, okay, well, today is August 29th, I need to follow up with these people. So when you're making your booking calls and everything and you're following up with clients, it just makes it easier if you have some sort of tickler system, and everybody's got their own thing. And I'm not going to tell you what you have to do because I want you to do something that works for you. Brianna does not use that system at all. She's found something else that works better for her. So 2 more things on your systems: communication. We're going to talk more about 2 + 2 + 2 at the very end, and in a video that I'm going to send you guys attached to this one. So when I send this one out, but when you get in front of somebody, I always follow up with them 2 days after they've had the product on their face. 2 weeks later, I really want to be in front of them. That doesn't always happen, but I really want to be in front of them. And then 2 months later, you're following up again. And when you follow up in that 2 months, it's like, you know, hey, Gracie, how are you doing with your products? How's your skin feeling? How do you feel it's reacting with your skin? Oh, and by the way, we have this brand new line out. It's called Naturally, and I really think that you would love the oil that's in that line. When can we get together to do a little playing with that? So that's what you do in every 2 months. And you get your customers, I kind of have them in a flow of every 3 months when the PCP books come out. And then, of course, taking advantage of the company tools. Do you have all the apps downloaded? Are you fully utilizing everything that's available to you on Mary Kay in Touch? Okay, any questions, you guys? None of this is new. There's absolutely nothing new in the whole wide world, even when we think it is. Okay, no questions. Okay, so some customer service tips. I'll just share a couple of things that I do that my customers look forward to. Every October, November-ish, I have a holiday open house. They always look forward to my holiday open house. Before I had a studio, I always had it at my home, and I would just, you know, set things up. I don't pre-package a whole lot of things because what I find is that my clients love to come and shop for themselves. And so one of the things that totally entices them is, you know, sometimes throughout the year we might have some products that get discontinued, or maybe I order 1 or 2 more of the limited edition items and I think I need. And so I'll have it left over. And so I entice my customers to come to my holiday open house and say, hey, you know, I have a clearance section. You need to come and check out the clearance section. And so they're always really excited about that. Plus I'll have some food, and I usually will serve wine. That's totally up to you, but they like to come and have, you know, just a little glass of wine, come play in the makeup, whatever. I mean, they'll just come and sit down and hang out for a little while. So that's a lot of fun. So I only have 1 open house per year. I do 2 sales per year, not more than that, because our products are priced at such an amazing price point that we don't have to put them on sale. But I do it, you know, throughout the holidays, I'll have a little sale. And then in May, I always have a sale too, because that's when Mary Kay's birthday is. I do birthday cards to my customers. Everybody that's getting having a birthday during the month of August got a birthday card from me, and they get a little discount on their products. Most people take advantage of that. And the great thing about, you know, giving those birthday discounts or whatever is sometimes it encourages them to buy things that they would have never bought otherwise. So, you know, it's good. My husband says that sometimes, you know, I'm a little bit like a drug dealer, because you'll give you your first one at a discount, or give you your first one for free, and then you get addicted to it and you just keep on coming back, right? So, all right. And then with the delivery service, you guys do whatever you want to do. There are some things, some people I cannot deliver to. I just have to put it in the mail to them. Totally personal choice. I don't charge shipping. And if it's somebody local in town, I have a day or 2 out of the week that I'll go out and make some deliveries. Most people, I'm just hanging it on their doorknob, and they, you know, pick it up when they get home from work. The really good thing about delivering to an office, though, when you have the opportunity to do that, is you get exposed to every person, every woman that's in her office, and that can lead to more customers and more referrals. Do y'all agree with that? All right, awesome. Y'all are being really quiet tonight. Who participated in the Preferred Customer Program for the Fall Lookbook? Yay, Alana. Who else? Keep your hands raised. Yay, Fran. Yay, Esther and Brianna. Yay, everybody. Okay, so here's a follow-up script for you from the fabulous Senior National Sales Director, Julia Burnett. So this is just a couple of examples, scripts and text. I love reading Julia's stuff because she's kind of a hippie chick. So she's always like, hey, it's your Mary Kay chick. So you guys use whatever word is going to best describe you. I always tell people, hey, it's your Mary Kay, your favorite Mary Kay consultant. So anyway, these are just some little scripts that you can use. And then attached on here is, this is a Voxer message from Julia giving you some instructions on following up with the people that you mailed the lookbook to. Okay, so I'm going to stop for just a second because I've been talking now for about 30 minutes and would love to hear from you guys on, give me a little bit of feedback. I'm not going to unmute everyone, but just give me a little bit of feedback.
Hi, Christy.
Mm-hmm.
Hi. I see all the slides on here that you're posting and everything, but I don't have the slides. I don't have them in my emails. I checked my emails to see, but for whatever reason, I didn't get it. If you could please send it to me. And then that way I can have time to study it. Absolutely. And go over it so I get my homework done.
Yes. I will make sure you get that copy.
Okay.
Okay.
Hi, Christy. This is Esther. I don't have them as well.
Okay.
And I don't think I've shared my email with you before, but I just sent you a message with it.
Okay. All right. Perfect. All right. I will definitely get that to you.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. Thank you guys for letting me know. Anybody else not hit them?
I just want to add that on the systems, I know they've been there, because I'm a seasoned consultant, but I like, what you did today, which you're basically making it, like for me, you're making it easier to make sure that I go back and check, if I'm using them all.
Mm-hmm.
And, and how they're working for me.
Yes.
Like I can already tell you that I do the PCP, but I haven't been following up regularly with my customers.
Mm-hmm.
And so to me, I'm going to use this as a checklist of things that I need to go back and do. So,
that's perfect, Esther.
Thank you
so much.
Mm-hmm,
and I'll get that sent over to you as well.
Thank you.
Anybody else got anything to share? Okay. All right, so this, you guys, let's talk about sharing your goals. I'm going to tell you how powerful this is. Sometimes we have to, as women, we have a hard time. Well, let me just speak for myself. I have a hard time asking for help. I like to be very independent. I like to do things. I don't, it's hard to ask for help, right? Who agrees with me on this? Please tell me I'm not alone. Thank you. So this past June, we were wrapping up a huge goal, and I was just barreling through June, trying to do it all on my own. And so just in some quiet time, one day I was like, okay, what am I missing? What am I not doing? And you know what came to me? Ask for help. Share your goal. So I did. And obviously big things started to happen. Then I will share this. I'm going to tell on, and she's not even on the call, but I don't think she'll mind if I share this. But Christy Husky Hill was so close to finishing National Court of Sales. And so we would talk every few days and I'd be like, hey, how's it going? And she's like, oh, well, if it happens, it happens. And I'm like, no, it's, let's make this happen. And so anyway, so we had a long discussion about sharing her goals with her clients. And so she has a phenomenal client base. And so when she reached out to her clients and told them what she was doing and this goal that she was hitting, it was just like probably not even an hour later, she's texted me and she's like, I am crying. I am literally bawling my eyes out because of the overwhelming response that she got from her clients when she shared her goal and asked them to help. Everyone basically was willing to help and do what they could do. And you know what? Sometimes people, it's not, when I ask for help, I'm like, you know what? If you need something, if you want to be a hostess, if you've ever been interested in the business, or if you can just offer me an encouraging word, that's helped too. And so, whatever it was helpful. And so I want you guys to know that you can share your goals and ask for help from your client base. The conversation that we had today, just among me and 3 other consultants, well, actually Brianna and 2 other consultants, it was like, I just lost my train of thought. I have no idea what I was just about to say. Please tell me I'm not the only one that ever does. Okay, so I know what I was going to say. We were talking about people that, could help, be a part of, what we're building. And so, I think this is what I was going to say. But anyway, I challenge them, and I'll challenge you guys too. This is not on the homework, but if you have a customer base and it's significant, you have team members in your customer base, especially if you're a seasoned consultant and you've been doing this for a little while. Even people that haven't been doing this for a little while. I came home and I made a list of, my goal is to have 25, and I have 24 on this list. Most of them are people that I've facialed or put the product on in the last 3 months. So don't be afraid to reach out to those people and ask for their help too. I don't think that's what I was going to say, but hopefully it'll come back to me in just a little bit. So all right, so we got to take some action. You want to do a power start every single month. For those of you who are going into DIQ, and that's what you're working toward, actually, Brianna, will you pop in here really quickly and share with us what you focused on doing every single month while you were leading up going into DIQ and in DIQ? What were some of the numbers on the numbers of faces and sharings that you were doing going through that process?
So when I was going into DIQ, when I was in DIQ, I was working a full-time job Monday through Friday. And so I committed to working every Saturday, a full day, 10, 1, and 4, and trying to book at least 12 parties in that day, knowing that I would probably only see like 6 to 8 of them, maybe at the most. So my goal was to see like 20 faces a week. And before my parties, I was just, told myself that I was going to sign like 3 people over the weekend or that day. So that was basically my focus, was to have my Saturday completely booked up as much as I could. I was going to recruit people every Saturday. And I would just claim that before my parties. And if I could work 1 extra day during the week, like on a Tuesday night, just depending on where we were in the month, I would do that. But I got into DIQ and I made it through DIQ working only 1 consistent day a week.
But you probably saw about 45 to 60 faces a month.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would try to see between 15 and 20 faces a Saturday.
Which I think that is brilliant. I mean, when you think about 45 to 60 faces in a month, that can sound like a lot. But if you think about, well, gosh, if I could see 15 faces on a Saturday, I'm really only out of the house working one day a week. And then the rest of the week, you're doing your follow-up, getting your bookings. I mean, does that make sense to you guys? And if Saturday doesn't work for you, there are other days that can. So, okay, thanks for sharing that, Brianna.
Say good night. All right, come on, guys.
So, so yeah, I think that when you're going for a big goal, you share it with your customers, then you take action. You know, Mary Kay suggests a power start every single month. That's 30 faces. If you want to take it to the next level, then focus on at least 45 faces in a month. And, you know, do it the way Brianna did it, spread it out, see it, you know, spread it out into, you know, other days of the week, but it's totally up to you. You guys just remember, this is your business. So some things that I really love doing, and we talked about this in week 1, is the savers. And part of the savers is having your daily affirmations. We also did a goal poster week 1. So if there's something you're working on, you know, get that goal poster in place. I have actually a vision board that my husband made in my office. And so that is a huge motivator for me, because I know what he wants for our future. And it is, of course, in alignment with what I want, but it motivates me to see that he put it on a vision board too. Getting help, you guys, if you do have little ones, and I've seen a couple of little ones on our Zoom tonight, they are great at labeling product. They are great at putting product in the bag for you. So if you're like, if you need to get them involved and enlist them in helping you, I don't know if you all are aware of this, but if you pay your child pay them out of your Mary Kay money, a little allowance for helping you out in your Mary Kay business, that actually is a tax deduction. So it's a win-win situation. So you want to make sure you're getting your rest, you reward yourself at milestones. That was a huge life lesson that I had to learn several years ago when we earned the use of the Mary Kay Mustang. Who would be mad about earning a Mustang? No one ever said, I am mad because I just got a Mustang. I was mad because I didn't get what I wanted. And so my business coach that I was working with at the time, she really had to work me through that. And so at that moment, I really started celebrating more things. And we are not like, this is not a destination business. You know, of course, when you get to where you're going, it's going to be that next thing. What I want you guys to do is enjoy every moment of it and enjoy the journey. So these are some things that you could really focus on, maybe some things that are missing in your day-to-day activity or your weekly and monthly activity that you may feel like you need to implement. One of the big things that made all the difference in the world for Brianna when she was going from consultant to DIQ, like in the drop of a hat, she really like narrowed in and nailed down her why. And so in a couple of weeks, when we talk about team building, we're going to talk about knowing what your why is. And Brianna is going to share more about that at that time. But really knowing what your why is and why you're working this business, if you keep that in front of you, trust me, nothing is going to stop you. And obviously you want to surround yourself with people who are supportive of what you're working on. We need to really guard the people that we allow in our life. Of course, sometimes people can be, you know, the people that are negative are right in our household, and I'm not suggesting that you leave your household or ask anybody to leave, but just, you know, make sure that, you know, you feed yourself and be careful with who you surround yourself with. Okay, so this is a little checklist that you guys are going to work on. And this is a great checklist that you can have and work through every single month. But this will be part of your homework. And, you know, when you get ready to share your goals and stuff with your clients, go ahead and share them with your sales director first. You go through this checklist with her. This is part of the homework. And so that way y'all can talk about all the different things that are on the checklist and some areas where you may feel like you need a little extra support. Okay, so, and this is, I'm not going to go through all of these, you guys, because you all can read through them. But we talked about attitude at the very beginning. And so attitude is everything. I love this first one, assume the sale. I just always assume that they're going to fall in love with the product. They're going to want something, and we're going to figure out a way for them to take it home with them. The big thing too, obviously, you know, assume the sale, have fun at your party, have them fall in love with you. That's number one. They got to fall in love with you. You know they're going to fall in love with the product. And you want to paint the picture of them taking that product home and using that. And how is it going to feel on your skin? So, and obviously you want to make sure that you continue to follow up with them through the preferred customer program. Last night at the meeting, we did some role playing, and I was over listening to Brianna and Emily during the role play. And so Brianna had closed Emily for her sale. And I think Emily had bought like maybe the Clear Proof system. And she was like, oh, but girl, you know, you love that charcoal mask so much. Did you want to just go ahead and throw that in there too? So she was upselling her. So think about ways that you can upsell people when you are sitting down with them to close that sale. If they're wanting 3 sets and they only need 1 more to get the roll-up bag, to get the Ida bag, you know, how can you upsell her on 1 more set? Okay, so this is just kind of repetitive. Again, you know, making your deliveries. I like having samples with me. We always give a goodie bag to our hostess that, you know, sends samples home with them. I had a girl that contacted me from a double facial I did last week. She wasn't even my hostess. She was just one of the guests, and I gave her a little bag that had just enough to complete her look. And so she took it with her. She didn't do it right there on the spot. But when Friday night, they went out on a date, and she used the eyeliner, and she called me and she was like, I have to have this eyeliner in my life. So just know you don't want to be like spending a lot of money in the sample area, but you definitely want to have samples available. When people try things, they buy them. And I will say this also, wear your product every single day, like only Mary Kay products. I shouldn't have to say that, but only Mary Kay products, because what are you going to say if somebody says, I am in love with that lipstick you have on, and you're like, oh crap, it's not Mary Kay. So be sold out on all of the product, wear everything every single day, so that you are a walking advertisement. You want to be your best customer. I use everything, you guys. I think I showed you all a picture of my skincare drawer. That didn't even include my color drawer. So you want to use everything, because when you are a walking advertisement for your product, you can talk about any of them. So I have all 3 cleansers in my drawer. Of course, I don't have the Clear Proof or the one for oily skin, because that would tear my skin up. But you want to be a walking advertisement for the products. So overcoming selling objections. How many people have ever heard, I don't have the money? Yes. So we are problem solvers. When we are closing the sale, we are problem solvers. So you want to make sure that they know that we accept all forms of payment. We accept cash, check, not child, cash, check, card, and they can break the payments up too. And so when I say that, I have in the past agreed to take, 2 different payments 2 weeks apart, but I had their credit card on file. Another option could be to break it up and put it on 2 payments, or get a little cash and write a check and give a card for part of it. I call that the husband unawareness program. So if you can come up with creative ways, they can typically find the money. So, if they got brand X, they just recently purchased other products, then you can, maybe schedule her for that next appointment. Maybe she didn't get her color products. She just got her skincare products. So you can sell her out on one thing, and then when she's ready for skincare, she'll come to you for the skincare. I have to check with my husband first. So one of the things that I actually heard Brianna say last night was, it was a different scenario. Well, what do you think he's going to say? I mean, chances are most men are going to say, if you love it, get it, unless you all have like a threshold of, I have to ask permission for something over $100 or something. But, help them ask the questions. Remember who, what, when, where, and how questions anytime you're helping somebody do some problem solving. And when they say, I don't really think I'm going to use it, one of the great things that, there's some suggestions here, but like if somebody is not on skincare and they, are kind of like teetering back and forth of what they think they might use and might not use, they might not use the full miracle set, but they might get started with just a cleanser and a moisturizer. And so that could be a great way of saying, let's create a new habit for you with just these two things, and then we can add in some more things later. Anything that you guys, especially seasoned consultants and Brianna, any other things that you've done to overcome objections? Nope. Okay. All right. So this is a fun little sheet right here. There is 101 ways to work your business. And so obviously I'm not going to go through all of these, but part of your homework is going to be going through these. And I'll go over the homework here in just a few minutes and tell you what you're going to do with those. But this is some fun ways, maybe just to like expand your thought process on ways that you can work your Mary Kay business. The other thing, and I think I've already stepped on this, talked about this, is what's in your bag. The more products that you are on, the more products you're going to sell. And when I say I'm head to toe Mary Kay, I'm head to toe Mary Kay, even the body lotion. And if we sold shampoo, I would be in that too. So I want you guys to evaluate what's in your roll-up bag. Are you using everything Mary Kay? Be your best customer, okay? And this last one, actually, I have a recording of Brianna going through this last night. But Brianna, would you pop in here and go through this, your follow-up sheet that you use?
Yes. Okay. So I use the Full Circle Coaching sheet because I just feel like it helps me stay on top of everything. Like I completed it for my party for tomorrow, but I put my hostess's name, her phone number, if she, like where I met her from, so like bridal, warm chatting, or if she's a client that I've already offered a hostess gift to, you want to make sure you write that gift on there so you don't forget. The date and time of the party, what kind of party it is, skincare, wind down, glamour. And then for pre-profiled, I put all of her skincare stuff. So if she's normal or dry, combination oily, has blackheads, has acne, has wrinkles, whatever information that I've gotten from her from pre-profiling is where I'll put that. And then I put her guest list, their phone numbers, and instead of putting their email, I put any information about them on the email slot. So what their skin type is, what their concerns are, if they've been pre-profiled and confirmed. If they haven't been confirmed and they didn't show up to the party, this is a great way that you can follow up with them and, just text them or call them and just be like, hey, we missed you at Rachel's party on Saturday. I would love to, get together with you so you can still take advantage or send you a goodie. Something like that, just to, re-engage her. And then you have everyone that you did see, so that way to follow up with them. And so on the bottom, there's like a little checklist. And it's got some really great things to do. I don't do all of those things, of course, but it helps me track if I have done a 2-day follow-up, a 2-week follow-up, a 2-month follow-up. Also, adding your people to In Touch, sending out thank you messages, putting your information in your weekly accomplishment sheet, following up with prospects such as prospective hostesses and new consultants, and then following up with those that didn't attend, and then, you know, just some extra things. So I hole punch this and I keep it in my binder, my work binder. That way I have it on me at all times. In case I do need to pre-profile anyone, I have their information there and I'm not like scrolling through my phone. Or if there's anyone that I forgot to follow up with, they're right there. And so I always have it like in front of me. But yeah, so that's what I use. And sometimes I'll even, like, when I'm writing my stuff, I'll even write like how much the person spent at the party. And that way I can be like, okay, this girl spent like over $50. So definitely want to book a second appointment with her, get her on some more products. This person spent $150. Might talk to her about, you know, other things. And then if someone didn't spend any, then you might want to send them like a little gift certificate or do something to kind of engage them. Any questions?
Do you have any questions? This sheet is awesome. All right, so let's talk about the homework. So I already talked about using the 1 to 10 scale on page 3 to determine the areas that you need to work on strengthening. Determine your numbers. Get your systems in place and talk to your sales director about some areas that you might need a little extra support in. The preferred customer fall lookbooks just got mailed, and so now is the time to be following up with them. So follow up, focus on a couple of days that you can follow up, use the scripts from Julia Burnett, and follow up with your clients. Make a list so from that 101 ways that you can work your Mary Kay business, you're going to choose 5 new ways and that you plan to implement between now and the end of September. And so you'll let your sales director know that, and then go shopping, you guys. Go shopping in your personal inventory and have fun with that. Purge anything that is not Mary Kay and fill your own IDA bag for yourself so that you can talk about all the different products and be an expert on all the products because you use them yourself. So I'm going to stop our share so I can see you guys with a bigger picture. And I'm not going to unmute all of us because I think we've got there's some background noise going on. But anyway, would love for you guys to unmute anybody that's got anything that they want to share, some aha moments that they had tonight, some new things that they possibly learned.
I liked the little cards system that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So I pulled my index cards out just so that I can get a feel for what that looks like.
Okay.
Because I do kind of go back through my text a lot of the time and see who I haven't reached out to in a while. So maybe this will keep me more on top of it.
It's really awesome. And Brooklyn, if you need to ask me any questions about that, just give me a call or shoot me a text message.
Okay, cool.
I have that video I can share too.
Okay, awesome. That'd be great, Alana.
Do you want me to just put it into the Dream Team page or no?
Email it directly to me.
Okay.
And then Brianna can also put it into her Boss Babe tribe.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yes. Anybody else got anything?
I will say one thing to consider when you're creating like your customer program. One thing that I've seen is like a rewards program, and that is super effective. You do have to, romance it, but, we are competing with Ulta, Sephora kind of, and they always have, point system and everything. And so what I do is I offer a point for every dollar my clients spend. And when they spend $225, when they get 225 points, they get $25 off their next order. But they can also get points by booking a party with me, by referring people to me, just basically anything that's going to help support my business. And I will have a lot of clients that will be at like 180 points, and they will just think like, ooh, let me spend some more money so I can get this $25 off. And so sometimes creating some kind of program like that creates like a loyalty to you, because they're like, okay, well, if I keep getting my products every 3 months, now I'm gonna get $25 off my next purchase. And it does help with customer loyalty.
And actually, Brianna, you use the Cadillac program? Okay, I'll send that to you guys in case you want to check that out and offer it to your clients as well.
And the nice thing about it is like you can send like a little card with like your Facebook group on there. And it also has like your Mary Kay website, and it'll tell them to register on your website as a customer, and you'll get like a little notification. And so they'll actually do it like when it's on there. And so I like that because I need to get better at using my customers' tools.
I love it. Okay, anybody else got anything you want to share? Okay, so next week, I don't remember what we're doing, but it's going to be amazing.